I like it in the fact that no matter what, we were going to play a good team in the Final Four. So, okay, let's have a team that these guys are going to be hungry to play. Win it would have been dangerous because the kids could have looked back at that 14-2 score, said, we got these guys, right? And I don't see that. If Goffstown's going to beat us, if they beat us, it's going to be because they play a great game and they flat out took the game from us. These guys will be ready for this game because they remember last year. They want a chance for redemption from that game. They want a chance to prove that, if we're going to be state champions, we're going to play everybody, and we're going to have played the best, and we're going to gone through everybody. And so that's what Wednesday is going to give us an opportunity to do. It's going to give us an opportunity to match up against one of the best teams in the state. And if we win, then we can move on and say, you know what, now we've beaten just about everyone in the league. And that'll be a really neat thing if we can pull that off.
It definitely adds to our motivation for the game. I mean, to see how the whole bracket plays out. Hopefully we get the win tomorrow, and if we play Saturday and Hollis wins, we'll have revenge on last year and the year before. So I think it definitely adds to our motivation. I think that's kind of a cool thing. But again, we have to play well. Obviously, Goffstown's a good team. They beat us last year. They've been doing real well this year. So it definitely gets us excited, but definitely doesn't add to our overconfidence or anything like that.
I really just want to play them. We don't have them on our regular season schedule, so getting this game, being able to play them, we knew towards the end of the season that they were going to be on our side of the bracket. So we were very excited to play them, and it doesn't really matter that it's not Saturday because it's still a huge game for us to come back and hopefully get revenge on them.
I think for us, I think it definitely gives more hype to the game overall that we didn't play them. We don't know how we match up this season. We know last year we played in the championship and we matched up pretty evenly, pretty well. They came out with the win, but I know this year, I don't think if it's good or bad, but I think maybe it would have been nice to play them in the regular season and see who they are. But I think definitely playing in the playoffs for the first time will be cool. It'll be good hype. Everyone will be excited. All the fans will be excited. We haven't played each other, so I think it'll definitely.
I just wanted to get revenge on them ever since they beat us. I think last year they stole one from us. I really think we thought we should have won that game. We didn't. Nope, just fine with that, whatever. But this year, I think we definitely have the better team, and we have all the guys to be able to beat them pretty handily if we all play our part. But as we know, it's the playoffs, and they know how to win. I mean, they did it last year. They're all a bunch of scrappy guys that work hard. They're a pretty good team, so it's going to be really tough it's going to be tough. And like I said, they know how to win, so it will not be in any way, I don't think, a blowout. It's going to be a battle to the end. But yeah, I'm thrilled to play them again.
It all depends on how we come out. If we're able to come out hot in that first quarter and get 2 or 3 goals in the first 6 minutes, I think we will be able to open up the game. But they're a very competitive team, and they're going to play the same style game close to Concord, where they try to hold the ball for at least a minute or 2 each possession and really value the ball. So I think it depends on us coming out. If we can win the face-offs, get the possessions, and put the ball in the back of the net early, we'll be able to open up the game. But if we don't, they'll definitely fight to stay alive, and we could find ourselves in a barn burner.
If they control the pace and they make it their style, yes, they'll make it low scoring. But if we kind of try to make it our style, kind of up the pace, make it a back and forth game, I think we can definitely make it a high scoring game and make it what we want to be. We want to move the ball, we want to get in transition. They obviously like to run the clock down, have long possessions, and score in like 2 or 3 minutes after the possession. So yeah, I think definitely if we make it our style, we can definitely bring the scoring.
We're approaching is that these guys, it's a senior-laden team. They're winners. A lot of them played on the state championship football team. A lot of them played roles last year in the state championship for them. These guys know how to win. They find a way. They're going to be well coached. They're going to be disciplined. I said for our guys, we have to go out and take the game. We have to win the game. They're not just going to give it to us. So I think it's really going to help us focus over the next 2 days and get ready for this game. And I just said, guys, you got to be prepared for a dogfight. Like, we need to go out, match their intensity, prove that they can't push you around on the field, and then all of a sudden they'll realize that we're ready to play. And it'll be, I think it's going to be a 2 or 3 goal game. It could be a 1 goal game again. But we got to make that play when we need to make it this time.
We don't have any preceding notion of what they are as a team. Like I said, the trouble with running into St. Thomas is, we beat this team by 10 or whatever it was. So now, and maybe we didn't come out as hyped, but for this game, we haven't seen them all year. Maybe their box scores aren't as impressive as they have been in the years past, but it's still an unknown opponent who beat us last year. So I mean, so much hype. Everyone's just going to be so psyched to play. There's no doubt in their mind that this isn't a good opponent. It's like a great team, and we have to play great to win. So, and we're a different team than last year too. So maybe it is better that obviously they're going to look at tape and other coaches and stuff. But I think it's advantageous to both teams actually. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. I'm really excited for it.
The second we walk into the locker room and walk on the field, I know everybody's going to be excited. You know, especially since our team's pretty young and has a lot of freshmen on it. They haven't really experienced that yet. And I remember my freshman year is, you know, the coolest thing in the world. So I think it's going to be cool for the guys to experience that and for us to experience it one last time. It definitely adds to the whole excitement of the game.
Get through! Duke, short neck! Short neck! Get through now, Duke! Get through! Please stay in the box! In the box! Run it! Run it! Watch it!
Similar to St. Thomas, where like we felt like we were really controlling the game. You know, I told the kids at halftime, yeah, we're only up 1, but we do have a lead, and it feels like a lot more because we were playing so well. We were dominating the aspects of the game. We gave up a couple transition goals, and if we had cut down on that kind of stuff in the second half and just kept playing good 6-on-6D, we knew we were going to get shots. We would break the thing open eventually. And I was trying to convey that confidence, but I felt it from the kids too. Like I didn't need to sell it. Like the kids, you could see it in their eyes that they believed it too, and they were more upset that they had given up those goals. It wasn't like, oh man, Goffstown's playing really well. It was that we can play even better, and we're going to step it up in the second half and do it.
We had a 5-2 lead, and they got 2 quick goals in transition to make it 5-4. So honestly, I was a little frustrated at halftime because I felt like the way we were playing, we should have been up by more. But I knew that if we executed the way we should, that I was confident that we would come out on top in the second.
Kind of let up a couple transition goals. They had one goal. They just picked the ball after like a stoppage and scored, and we were just our heads in it. And I think after we settled down, I think we were going to pull ahead at some point. We were scoring. We had to get the ball more and make sure they weren't possessing the ball as much as they were. So yeah, I wasn't nervous. I mean, I knew it was going to be a close game, but I wasn't nervous. I knew we'd figure out a way to win.
I don't think we were too nervous. It was more like we felt that we were controlling the game. You know, we were having some good shots. We were moving the ball around. We were doing what we wanted to do. I think it was just we made a couple mistakes and Goffstown capitalized them. I remember one. It was like a minute-and-a-half span where it was just chaos. You know what I mean? And they scored 2 goals in that minute-and-a-half span, which closed the lead. And I think it was more like we have the game in control. It's just that we got to finish a couple more shots, and we're stopping them 6-on-6. Just keep doing what we're doing, and eventually we'll blow the game open.
Who's the next pop? Get the next pop ready. Get the next pop. Lead, pop. Right away. Get through. Next pop. Who's ready? Tommy! Who's the next pop? Who's the next pop? Drew's ready. Drew's ready. Drew's ready. Get through now.
I know me personally, I felt much better about that last night at halftime than I did against St. Thomas. Part of that was because in St. Thomas, I didn't feel like I was playing well, and I thought I should have been playing better in a big game. And I thought yesterday I played pretty well in the first half, so I was feeling good about that. And I mean, I was a little nervous. It was 5-4, and I thought we were playing well. That's what kind of freaked me out. It was like this team's still around because they're just getting some, I wouldn't say lucky, but good. They're getting some good opportunities off of some questionable plays. But I still felt pretty confident the whole way through, and I just knew if, especially when they switched into that zone at the end of the second quarter. I mean, we've been practicing zone all year. We know how to do it, and most teams don't. So I think them switching into the zone, once I knew they were doing that for the rest of the game, I was like, okay, we got this. They're not used to playing zone. They're a strictly, usually man-to-man team. So that gave me at least some confidence too, and I think our offense settled down, and that was good.
you're kind of just like trying to keep your lungs, because you're just so tired running back and forth behind the net. You're just like, okay, who's the next guy gonna pop? How much time do we got left? You keep going. You're just kind of thinking till the end, like how good that feeling at the end when you get that win after that 10 minutes of you just holding the ball. Yeah, you're just trying to get through it, get through the pain.
It was awesome. I mean, looking back at it, it shows how much I think we've grown as a team. I mean, we saw in that Concord game, we panicked when we got into a battle. St. Thomas was a little bit of panicking when we tried to hold on to it at the end of that game. We kind of still took some questionable shots and forced something into the crease when we really didn't need to. And then last night, I think we had one bad shot out of that whole time we were trying to kill it, and that was just awesome. Every time we at least got it around 3 times, and at the end there we were literally just running around. They had the stall warning on us for like 4 minutes.
It definitely does. I mean, it definitely gives us so much confidence, you know what I mean, to be able to not do it one game and come back in another semifinal game when it's not in regular season, you know, it's the big stage, and to do that against a great team like Goffstown and finish the game like that just gives us so much confidence, you know what I mean. It really brings us back to who we are, and we really think that we're the best.
Probably the most proud of our offense I've been the whole season. Obviously, we've put up 15 goals a game throughout the year, but the way the offense held the ball in the fourth quarter, really rotating the dime and keeping it in the box when they're double teaming them, it was just about as well as it could have gone. They were playing unbelievably, and the defense helped by playing strong D as well. So I love the second half. I hope that we can bring that game on Saturday against Hollis, and hopefully we come out on top.
This was a big stage, and you know we needed our upperclassmen to step up and take charge tonight and take the team on their back, play through some of those things, and that's what I think. Getting through that game, the guys are gonna. Saturday night's gonna be so much fun. I think they're gonna really come out on fire. I think now the younger guys have had a taste of it, and they know that, man, we can get through anything. We just got to play our game out there. So having the seniors kind of take charge and get through that, you're right, that was huge. We knew the playoffs were going to be a different beast. We weren't going to beat teams by 15 goals. That wasn't going to happen because everybody's playing loose and they got nothing to lose, and it's the finals.
Yeah, White! Yeah, White! Hey boys, great job tonight, boys. Great job. Way to dig deep. Guys, we earned 2 more practices. 2 more practices, boys. The road to redemption, the road to D2 domination, it comes all full circle, boys. Yeah, the world of people. Yeah, White! In the alley, 2, 3!
Best I've felt in a long time. I mean, that last year sucked. It was really rough for a while, and I was really upset. And to get them back, and especially because they're still a really good team, it was a battle. And to come out and play as well as we did, that was just awesome. And I felt so happy, still so happy, and just terrific. Like, so happy we got to play them, and I'm so happy we capitalized and played as well as we did.
It was unbelievable. Just last year we struggled on face-offs, and this year we came out. We didn't do as well on face-offs as we hoped. The Bickford kid's a very good face-off guy, but last year we struggled getting possessions. So this year, just to be able to hold the ball for that 1 minute, and every time we get the ball, and being so efficient on offense and defense, it was an awesome awesome game.
It felt good. It really did. It did feel good. I mean, we were kind of looking at it the way it's set up is that, we lost to Goffstown last year. We lost to Hollis before. We have the chance to get the double revenge, and that's really what we're shooting.
So good. I mean, after losing them in the finals last year and come back and playing them pretty well in the semifinals, beating them 10-5, pretty a handled win for the semifinals. Felt great. It was definitely the best win of the season so far. Hopefully, we have a better win on Saturday.
We didn't even try and play down the revenge factor. It was there, and it's going to be there on Saturday too. I mean, we talked about it all week. We talked about, guys, they're not going to give up their trophy. They took it from us last year. It's their title until we take it from them. We've got to go out and take it from them. Hollis took it from us 2 years ago. We want to go take it back on Saturday. And so, no, I think in this, it's a healthy thing to talk about that. And we talked about going to the playoffs and not playing on our heels and playing defensively, like playing not to lose. We want to go out and take it. It's ours to take. We have to go get it. It's not ours right now. We're not sitting back and trying not to lose it. We got to go get it because we haven't been taking it yet. And I think that actually hurt us in 2014 when Hollis beat us. I think we were playing not to lose. We had played all that season to defend our title and just hoping and hanging on. Can we just do it for one more game? We weren't playing to win that game. As much as that hurts me to say that, we were playing tight and we played not to lose that game. And Hollis took it from us. Now it's our turn to take it.
It definitely would have been great either way to play Portsmouth again, who's a very good team that we kind of beat handily at their place. That would be an awesome game. But for us, seniors and juniors, we remember that game and how heartbreaking the game was 2 years ago where we lost them in double overtime just because we were heavy favorites in that game. So I think that coming out on Saturday, I'm going to reiterate to the team, hey guys, we were heavy favorites 2 years ago, and this is a team that's going to come out and fight hard. They're going to play hard. They may not be the most skilled team, but they find a way to put the ball in the net, so we need to come out prepared and play tough defense and have another game of efficient offense, and we should get the W.
I mean, for a lot of guys on this team, that sophomore year defeat still hurts, and add on that is the championship. This is what we've been working for, so I think the fact that they're doing all that stuff and the fact that they beat us and we failed, I think we just know that we learned from our mistakes from years in the past. We know we just have to come out and play as hard as we can as a team and play how we play, and we should be fine and we should take this thing.
It kind of hurts, thinking about it, but it adds to the motivation. It's not something that we want to completely forget about and not learn anything from it. The past two championships, we can see what we did wrong and what we need to do. Even in the St. Thomas game, we learned that, coming out in warm-ups, we got to come out with intensity, and that's something we didn't do in the St. Thomas game both years. And maybe it's something that we haven't done in the championship games before, Concord game. So it's kind of like this pattern that we see that we need to work on these things in order to win games, and especially championship games like that.
I wanted to play Goffstown in the semifinals, and I wanted to play Hollis in the finals. Because for us seniors, we want that redemption against those two teams. We want to graduate beating those two teams on our road to a championship this year. And I think that's definitely, it's good to use that as motivation. Like, yeah, we lost, and you have to learn from it, move on, and get redemption the next year, and that's what we're going to do this year.
I think for us, embracing failure from the past has helped to alleviate a lot of pressure. And we've talked an awful lot about, hey, what is the worst that happens? You lose, and that immediate feeling is it sucks. But it goes away, and then you work hard, and when you do accomplish your goals, it's just an amazing feeling. And I think we've alleviated a lot of stress and just distractions and other things. Losing to Concord sucked, but it taught these kids valuable lessons about, okay, we're not invincible, and we want to embrace things that have happened before and learn from those mistakes. And I think that's helped a lot of the underclassmen not feel like, oh, we have to win every game, we got to make sure that we do it for these guys, and just go out there and play good lacrosse and trust in your ability that everything we've practiced all season long is going to come together, and we'll accomplish what we want in the end.
They are a completely different team, and that's something that we definitely need to talk about to everyone about, is that was a team that had practiced a week or two that didn't really have a set offense, and after watching the game on Wednesday before us. I think a lot of people saw that. They have a midfielder, Mike Bucksbaum, who had 2 or 3 just absolute reps. They were like beautiful shots. So I think that we definitely going and watching that game before our game kind of helped us realize, like, hey, this is a team that's going to find a way to score. So we need to bring our best game. We can't underestimate a team like that.
I think they're going to be definitely better. It's the first game of the year, and we beat them pretty good. But that was the first game of the year. No, it doesn't mean anything by now. It's just one game, and that's all that matters. At the same time, that was our first game of the year too. So we got better, they got better, but hopefully we can pull out the win.
A completely different team than they played in the first game of the season. They have players playing different positions. They probably didn't have a lot of practices on the field from the first time they played us, because they were still beginning of the season. They probably still had snow in their field. So I think it'll definitely be a completely different team. They've done well. It came out the second seed, so it's the number 1, number 2 seed. So it's technically 2 best teams playing each other in the final.
They're gonna have their sets in place. Their defense is gonna be a little bit stronger. I imagine their slides will be a little more crisp. They might play zone. Goalie angle play is probably gonna be a little better than he was the first time. But it's still the same kids. It's still the same one-on-one matchups. And if our guys do their job and they win their one-on-one matchups, then it has the potential to opening up the same way. Do I think it's going to be a 14-1 game again? No, I don't. But our guys have that kind of potential to score 14 goals against them again and hold them to a very low number. But they're gonna. It's the same thing we had to do against Goffstown. They've got to go out and take it from them. And on the dangerous side, Hollis does have nothing to lose. They will come in and they will give us everything they got, and I'm sure they're going to be fired up during warm-ups, but so will our guys. I think the guys felt really good. I woke up that morning feeling really good. I think we were ready to go. The only thing that shook us a little bit is because of the weather and stuff. It had kind of a weird feel to it. That like the crowd was late, kind of getting there. It was really quiet. And like we're ready to like go, and we're like trying to get excited and pump our guys up. And Hollis just seemed really quiet, and they were just kind of going through their emotions. And we thought they were kind of playing us at first, right? Like they're going through like a dead silent warm up, and then they're going to explode. But it was a weird feel at first. But I knew our guys. I watched our guys shooting. I watched our goalies warming up, and we were ready to go. They were confident.
I was kind of angry. I wanted to have a really nice day, like not have the championship game get messed up by the weather messing with our sticks. But I think overall, everybody was checking their sticks before the game to make sure they were legal, and they were throwing fine, so it didn't really affect us that much.
Weird. I was feeling really calm, and usually before big games, I don't know about anyone else, but I get nervous. I get really nervous, but I was really calm, and that was actually kind of alarming for me. I was like, oh, should I be nervous? I should be more nervous because it's a big game, but I was really calm and relaxed throughout the whole thing. I think our team was too, and I think it was just due to the fact that we knew if all we had to do was play our game, and we thought we'd be fine. And I think all of us are pretty calm, relaxed, and mellow. And then when the time needed to be, we got all hyped up to win. But yeah, I think that was the general feeling throughout.
I think it was more feeling each other out, a little bit of nerves. Championship game, everyone's going to be a little nervous. We had a lot of freshmen and sophomores out there that really haven't been in that position yet. So they're trying to feel the game out, feel where they were going to fit in the game. And I think it was a little bit of combination of nerves and getting used to the feel of how Hollis is playing.
It was very defensive-minded first quarter because the first 8 minutes no one was scoring, and it's not like it was all us possessing the ball. It was pretty even possessing the ball. But we came out and we knew what we had to do, and being back at Exeter High School, it felt really good.
Maybe it did in the sense that I think the first couple minutes, or even like, 6 or 7 minutes, were kind of sloppy. People were still getting used to how the sticks were throwing, how the rain kind of affected the game. But overall, I didn't think it really had an effect on me. It was kind of just like, it's raining out and this is what's going to happen. It's not going to be sunny and you just got to play through it.
I did dive for that ball when it was going out of bounds, and I got soaked on the front, but
Robbie, get up! Robbie, get up!
Peter hot. Cycle through.
Go, Drew!
I give Hollis a lot of credit. They came out and they played really tough defense and played their slides were pretty well, and it just took us a little while to find where we wanted to attack their defense, and then also connecting. We were pushing the tempo pretty good, and there were a couple times where maybe we took some chances in transition to try and break it open that just didn't happen right away. But defensively, we felt really good. We saw that 6-on-6, we were feeling pretty good about the way we were playing defense. So even though we didn't score until probably it was almost 4 or 5 minutes left in the quarter, I was feeling really good about the way we were playing.
Get a ball!
I'm not really sure. I mean, we went into halftime and it was 6-0, and most of us, I'll admit, I was already thinking the game was over, and we were just really excited. But then Het reminded us it's still halftime. It's not over yet. You never know what can happen. You gotta keep playing. So I think that mindset of just we gotta keep playing in order to do this for only 24 minutes away.
we were definitely confident that we would get the win, but it wasn't like we knew we were going to win the game. We knew we had to come out, that they weren't going to stop fighting, so we had to come out and continue to play our game. And the third quarter was beautiful.
I was definitely more the nail in the coffin in the third quarter. I mean, I think coming out of halftime, that's when a team that's down can really get a good jump on you. So to be able to put the nail in the coffin, score another 2-3 goals in the third quarter, and just kind of put the game away is definitely something that was our goal coming out of halftime. We were clearly doing a lot of things right. 6-0 lead, but we really just had to step on the throat and kind of get the game.
started off with like a 6-minute possessions where we had like 10 or 11 shots, and we were stall warning the entire time, so we had to keep it in the blocks. And then finally, at like the 6-minute mark, I think Brian scored, and I think I saw that the Coach Susie from Hollis Brookline said they had 30 seconds of possession in the third quarter. So that was kind of our game plan. We need to slow the game down, but not stop attacking. We need to continue to attack the net because we definitely wanted more than 6 goals in that game. We didn't want the game to end 6-0. So we just came out. We kept playing the offense we could. Maybe a little more patient on offense than we would be, but definitely keep attacking the net.
I think it was kind of carry over from the Goffstown game. I remember the last, 5-6 minutes of the Goffstown game, we did a great job of, going into our Eustace mode is what we call it, and just holding the ball. And I think that really just carried over into Hollis. And, to be able to do that against Goffstown gave us a lot of confidence to be able to do it against Hollis. And just the fact that it was the championship game and it was only a third quarter, we knew that we had to take more shots. And it wasn't necessarily, ending the game. It was just more killing time, taking the ball away, but still at the same time trying to score.
Yeah, that was nuts. For a while there, we had a stall warning on us for I think like 5 minutes, but we kept getting shots off too. So I think we just came out and we were like, you know what? We're 24 minutes away from this. We're the better team. Let's just keep going. We're not trying to we're not trying to stall, but because we still want to score obviously, but we have this in hand. We just don't want to give them any chances with the ball. We're going to try our best to keep them scoreless. So I just think that's really all I could say about that.
I think it was great. I mean, we were making the game our tempo, not letting them control the tempo. We were keeping it our tempo. It was great. We were possessing the ball, but we were also killing a lot of time off the clock. It's also scoring at the end of possessions, not wasting possessions. I think that was great. But obviously, if we learned a lot from that, from our first playoff game, we weren't doing that as well. To the semifinals, now the championship, we're just killing it. We're stalling the clock and running out of time in possession. I think that was great for us.
As you said, we got to be really smart. Like if we don't give up transition, we stay out of the box. There's no way 6-on-6 they're going to score 7 goals against us. It was nothing against Hollis. It's just we have a tremendous respect for our defense and the way they were playing. That the game essentially was over. And we were going to make them come out and play us. We weren't stalling in the third quarter. I know a lot of people thought that because we scored 1, 2. I don't know. We didn't score a lot in that third quarter, but we were trying to make them come out, and we weren't going to take dumb shots. We were moving the ball, and they made a couple saves. We missed the cage once, and we were just attacking and waiting for them to kind of open up. If they didn't want to come out and play us, we weren't going to take a whole lot of chances either to give them opportunities.
Disappointing. I got the penalty with 30 seconds left, and I came off. I threw my helmet. It was very frustrating because we should have got the shutout the first time we played them. They scored in the fourth quarter with like 2 minutes left, and just to have a 0 up on the scoreboard for when we come back to the games and grab the little book that they hand out and to look and see that we would beat them 10-0, it'd be unbelievable. It would show just how good our defense was this year. And even though they got the 3 goals, it was like a span of like 30 seconds. But I kind of brought the defense in. I'm like, guys, all we need is 1 face-off. We're gonna get the possession. We should keep our heads on, and keep fighting, because I actually took myself off the wing for after their second goal because I wanted to have a little more presence on the defense when they came down on the fast break. But it was kind of frustrating. I was mad, but when the horn went off in the end of the day, we still won the game.
Actually, in the locker room before the game, I told guys, I said, I honestly believe if you guys all play the way you're capable of, if you play the defense you're capable of, I've watched enough tape, there's not a guy on Hollis that one-on-one can beat you. So if we play good team defense, I really believe that you can shut them out. Now, I said that, not actually believing it was going to happen, and then all of a sudden, with 4 minutes left, Chris Cameron comes walking by and goes, hey, you guys got a donut up on the scoreboard, don't you? I was like, thanks, Coach. And then, of course, 30 seconds later, they go and score. I think it was just a matter of we had scored that 10th goal. Our guys let their guard down a little bit. And to Hollis's credit, they played all the way to the end. And, you know, when they scored, it wasn't just a polite cheer. Their fans erupted, and they were so happy for the kids. And I think in the grand scheme of things, it was good for everybody. You know, yes, we wanted a shutout, but to see the Hollis kids play hard all the way up to the end, you know, I think is a credit to Coach Susi and his staff and just the kids themselves. I don't think anyone expected them to get to the. I think most people expected us to get to the championship, but I don't think a whole lot of people were expecting Hollis to make the jump after the season they had last year to there. And just, you know, incredible job by them to even get to the finals this year. Mike and I talked afterwards, and just really neat to have two D3 teams make that jump and within two years be on top of Division II.
Congratulations, the head coach Chris Edler of the champion Derryfield School. Number 2, Dutch. Number 6, Michael Chason. Number 7.
Yeah, it surpassed all expectation. It was great. I was a little speechless there for a while after the game. To finally get the championship back since freshman year, that was an awesome feeling, and especially doing it the way we did, where we beat Goffstown in the semis and Hollis in the championship. Obviously, that was great, and that's something I'm never going to forget. But yeah, that was just amazing, awesome. Any good adjective you want to throw in there, that's what it was. It was awesome, and I'm still haven't stopped smiling from it, to be honest.
Number 9, Andrew Johnson. Number 10, Jack Perkins.
It felt so relieving and just so right, and especially since we went freshman year, you know, like we've been saying all year long, to come full circle. And what Head said after we won, he sent out an email and he said it was a storybook ending, and I think that really, you know, sums up our senior year and just our career in general.
Number 21, Matt Gabriel. Number 22, Max Carpage.
Then it's probably, I never imagined this. I mean, it's such a great season. We played so well. We grew so much throughout the season. If you just look at us from our first game of the season, first scrimmage to now, we just played so much better as a team. We just come together so well, and it just felt great at the end of the season to end it how it did.
Number 25, Joe Costa.
my senior year with a championship is the best feeling that I could imagine. Just we've worked so hard this year in Florida with the double sessions. As much as people think Florida was just a trip to Florida vacation, it wasn't that. It was definitely a business trip preparing for the season. And we just worked so hard every single week. Most weeks we had either games or practices 6 times a week. So we were just working so hard this year that to lose a game, to lose that last game, for us would have been heartbreaking. It would have made the season, it wouldn't have been a good season if we had lost that last game. So it was a very good feeling to win.
This one felt great in the respect that, you know, I hadn't experienced, like in the past, obviously I had lost games, but up until the last 2 years, I had never lost a championship, and the way that the 2 ones had been lost, it was something that we felt we needed to do as a program. Not that like we hadn't proven stuff, but I felt like we wanted to take that next step and prove that we could make that jump from D3 to D2, and that when we have the team, we finish it, that we do the job and you know, cap it off the right way. And I told the guys, I said, from my standpoint, I felt just 1,000 pounds lighter afterwards. Like it was a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I wanted to send these guys out on top. They deserved it. They've lost 4 games. I looked back, they lost 4 games in their career by a total of 4 goals. They were 8 goals away from being perfect their entire career. You know, and it's just, they needed to go out on top. Not that our program would have been looked at any differently. It was a really nice way for them to cap it off for them and to finish.
Oh, it's been a great experience. I'll never forget a lot of stuff that I've learned that will definitely take me to the future. Not just on the field, but also off the field, that all the coaching staff has taught me throughout the years, and it's definitely something that I carry throughout my life.
Honestly, I'll never forget the 4 years. You know, these 4 years have definitely been the best 4 years of my life. And it's definitely have lacrosse found a passion. You know, it's definitely my passion. And you know, freshman year, I liked lacrosse a lot. You know, I liked playing it, especially Coach Hetler winning a championship was awesome. But I think, you know, the past 3 years, especially this year, it really kind of sinks in, and definitely there's some memories that I'll never forget.
It's been awesome. I can't really think of any other words besides that. It's been, I mean, playing my favorite game with my best friends all 4 years with one hell of a coach. That's all I could ask for, really. I mean, high school lacrosse is supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to help you learn and build friendships, and I think that's exactly what it did for me. And especially going to a school like here where everyone's so nice, the coaching's so good, and lacrosse is such a passion for everyone that's out there and playing it. It's a great environment to be in, and I'm going to miss it a lot, and I really enjoyed my 4 years here, for sure. And I'm glad I got to finish it with a championship.
I can't thank Coach Hetler enough. Just the dedication he has to this program, just all the time and the heart he puts into this program is unbelievable. And you can see in the last 6 or 7 years how far this program has come. And it's partially because we've worked so hard, but he has worked so hard to bring this program to the level it's at today. And just to look back 4 years ago, and we went undefeated in Division III my freshman year. But to be in Division II and win a state championship in Division II, and the future being very bright, I'm excited to see where this program goes, and I'm definitely going to come back to see it. And I can't thank Coach Hetler and the school enough for the last 4 years.
All right, boys, stop, ready? 1, 2, 3.